Hola, and welcome back to Travel Destinations Cinematic, the channel where we count down the world's most beautiful destinations in stunning cinematic style. Today we have another top 10 for you, and today we are heading to a country of ancient civilizations, volcanic landscapes, and color unlike anywhere else on Earth. Let's go! Welcome back, Mexico, a country of extraordinary contrasts, where ancient Maya and Aztec civilizations left behind some of the most remarkable monuments ever built, where the jungle meets the Caribbean in landscapes of impossible beauty, where colonial cities glow in every color of the spectrum, and where the food alone is reason enough to come. From the copper canyons of the north to the cenotes of the Yucatan, from the colonial grandeur of its hilltop cities to the volcanic peaks that define its horizon, Mexico is a country that never stops surprising. This is our personal top 10 of the most beautiful destinations in Mexico. These are our picks, and we would love to hear yours. Sit back, grab yourself some tacos, and enjoy the show. Starting at number 10, Hierve el Agua is one of Mexico's most extraordinary natural phenomena, and one of its least expected. Hidden in the mountains of Oaxaca, mineral-rich springs have over thousands of years created cascading rock formations that spill over the cliff edge like frozen waterfalls, pale white and cream against the deep green surrounding mountains. The name means boiling water, not because the water is hot, but because the carbonation makes it appear to bubble at the surface. At the cliff edge, natural infinity pools filled with warm mineral water offer one of the most surreal experiences in Mexico. Floating above a valley that drops away for miles, the mountain ranges of Oaxaca closing in on the horizon. It is not on every Mexico itinerary, but it absolutely should be. At number 9, San Cristóbal de las Casas sits at 2,200 meters in the highlands of Chiapas, a colonial town where living Tzotzil Maya culture colors every market, every textile, and every street corner. The Baroque cathedral on the main plaza is one of the finest colonial church facades in southern Mexico. The surrounding highland communities, Zinacantan and San Juan Chamula, are home to extraordinary indigenous traditions where ancient Maya belief and Catholic ritual have fused into something entirely their own. The streets are narrow, slightly steep, lined with painted walls in deep red and yellow, with copal incense drifting from open church doors. San Cristóbal rewards slow travel. The more time you give it, the more it gives back. Into the mountains of the north at number 8, Copper Canyon. Larger and deeper than the Grand Canyon, the Barrancas del Cobre is a vast system of 6 interconnected canyons carved into the Sierra Madre of Chihuahua. The walls glow copper, green, and deep terracotta in the afternoon light, the colors that give the canyon its name. The indigenous Raramuri people have called these canyons home for centuries, known across the world as long-distance runners of extraordinary endurance. And the legendary Chepe Express Railway, crossing 37 bridges and passing through 86 tunnels, descends from the High Sierra to the Pacific coast in one of the truly great train journeys of the world. Arriving at Mexico's cultural heart at number 7, Oaxaca. Oaxaca is the kind of city that ruins you for everywhere else. Travelers who come for 2 days find themselves still there a week later. Its colonial centro glows in deep green and yellow. Its markets overflow with mole negro, mezcal, and hand-woven Zapotec textiles. The food alone has made it one of the great culinary destinations of the Americas. And just above the city, the ancient Zapotec ruins of Monte Albán rise on a dramatically flattened mountaintop overlooking the entire valley. Temples and platforms built by a civilization that flourished here for over 1,000 years. Every alley and every market has something new to discover. Palenque is the most atmospheric Maya site in Mexico, a city of extraordinary sophistication that rose and fell between 200 and 900 AD, deep in the jungle of Chiapas. The Temple of the Inscriptions, the palace with its unique observation tower, and the temples of the cross group emerging from the canopy all of it wrapped in thick rainforest that presses in from every side. Howler monkeys call from the trees above. Mist rises from the jungle floor at dawn. Unlike Chichen Itzá or Tulum, Palenque carries no crowds, no noise, no sense of the modern world nearby. It feels genuinely undiscovered, raw, alive, and entirely on its own terms. And that feeling, anywhere in Mexico today, is increasingly rare and increasingly precious. Mexico City is a metropolis of 22 million people, built on the bed of an ancient lake, surrounded by volcanic peaks and layered with 700 years of extraordinary history. The Zócalo, one of the largest public squares in the world, is flanked by the Grand Metropolitan Cathedral and the ruins of the Aztec Templo Mayor, discovered buried beneath the modern city in 1978. Frida Kahlo, Diego Rivera, the finest museums in Latin America, world-class food in every direction, and the great volcano Popocatépetl watching silently over it all. Mexico City is one of those rare and truly extraordinary cities that simply cannot be exhausted. No matter how many times you return or how long you stay, it is always alive. The Yucatan Peninsula sits on a vast limestone shelf riddled with underground rivers, and where the cave ceiling has collapsed, a cenote appears. These sacred sinkholes, filled with water of impossible clarity and connected to an underground network stretching for hundreds of kilometers, were the lifeblood of Maya civilization for centuries. The Maya considered them sacred portals to Xibalba, the realm of the dead beneath the earth. Swimming through a shaft of golden light falling into a cenote chamber, surrounded by ancient limestone walls, hanging tree roots, and absolute silence deep below the jungle floor, is one of those rare and extraordinary experiences that simply cannot be fully described in words. It has to be felt. Tulum is visually unlike anywhere else in Mexico, a clifftop Maya city perched directly above the Caribbean Sea, its ancient temples looking out over white sand and turquoise water that stretches as far as the eye can see. Built between the 13th and 15th centuries, it was one of the last great Maya cities, and the only one ever built facing the open sea. The combination of ancient stone ruins on dramatic cliff edges, Caribbean coastline, and surrounding dense jungle is utterly unique in the world. At golden hour, when the warm light catches the pale temple stones and the sea below turns a deep and luminous copper gold, Tulum becomes something genuinely, lastingly unforgettable. There is nowhere else quite like it. Guanajuato is unlike any other city in Mexico, a UNESCO World Heritage colonial city built deep into a narrow ravine in the Central Highlands. Its streets so steep and so narrow that the city was eventually forced to build its roads through old silver mine tunnels running beneath the surface. The result above ground is visually extraordinary. Cascading hillsides of houses painted in every color of the spectrum, Baroque plazas and hidden alleyways connecting at impossible angles, and a skyline of ornate church domes and tall bell towers that glows warm and golden at sunset. It is the most photogenic city in Mexico, and one of the most beautiful colonial cities anywhere in the Americas. And our #1 destination in Mexico, Chichen Itzá. Chichen Itzá is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world, and standing before El Castillo, the Great Pyramid rising from the Yucatan jungle in perfect geometric symmetry, it is easy to understand why. Built by the Maya between the 9th and 12th centuries, this city of extraordinary sophistication aligned its architecture with the movements of the sun with a precision that still astonishes modern engineers. At the spring and autumn equinox, a shadow serpent descends the pyramid staircase as the sun moves, a feat of astronomical engineering that the Maya achieved without metal tools or the wheel. There is nowhere else in Mexico quite like it, and that is why it is our #1. And that is our personal top 10 of the most beautiful destinations in Mexico. a country of ancient wonders, extraordinary color, and a culture so rich and so deep that a lifetime of visits would barely scratch the surface. Did our number 1 surprise you? Drop your pick in the comments below. A thumbs up really helps the channel grow, and subscribe so you never miss a new video from Travel Destinations Cinematic. Until next time, hasta la próxima. Safe travels, everyone.